Our ability to not react is our superpower. Karmic entanglement is like a script. I'm sure if you're on path, you've probably noticed that sometimes people sound like the adults in the Peanuts cartoons and Charlie Brown. Like they're almost talking in a way that is so predictable. It's like they're reading it off of a script. It's because they are. And that's what awareness and synchronicity is all about. It's an energy. Everything's energy. We have past lives, we have karmic obligations. We act and react according to our feelings. And that's really all we are we are feeling beings. But the problem is that we allow the feelings to take precedent over the higher self, the higher consciousness. So it's like that phrase or the saying that you're already enlightened, right? You are the thing that you were looking for. The thing that you were looking for is looking for you just as hard as you're looking for it. That's what it is. That's why shit seems kind of wiggly and weird, and people sound like they're reading from scripts, and the thing that you keep projecting, the thing that you keep worrying about is the thing that actually happens, and in almost a predictable manner, because it's tied to you karmically. We already know this coming in. We just don't remember it. So remembering who the fuck you are is paramount to this obligation that we have. So when you get in the same argument with that person at work, or your spouse, or your children, or your parents, you are fulfilling a karmic contract. That's why it feels so natural. Well, this is me, and this is my identity, and I must respond in this particular way in order for myself to be heard, because we're all looking for that universal love that's only within us, not without of us. The without of us is the illusion. It's the illusion of illusions. It's called Maya in Buddhism. So you escape karmic obligations by no longer reacting to those karmic obligations. When you uncover your own patterns and you're aware of them, you're conscious of them, and you go, wow, I do that every time, and I always get that outcome. But I'm not looking for that outcome. What am I looking for? You're looking for a completely different outcome, right? Because that's what we're really just trying to find, the love in the world that we really should be focusing internally. And that's the first step. The first step is knowing that nothing outside of you is going to make you feel any more like you. So it's important to love yourself. Don't hold things against you. Don't be ashamed of what you've done or guilty for things. Just know that that's not who you truly are, and move on from there. And once you break that pattern, then you can start seeing things a little bit more clearly for what they actually are, the script. So if you have a conflict with someone and you always react with anger or shame, silence, maybe you run away from it. I know people personally in my personal life. I have a friend that likes to run away from the situation when it gets too big, too heavy. And I've told that person that, like, if you just stay there and watch, don't react to any of it. Well, how can you not react when somebody is in your face? It takes a lot of discipline. And you have to have a degree of curiosity about it. The curiosity is the key. Non-objective curiosity. Or objectless curiosity. You're not looking for a specific outcome. You're watching to see things unfold so you don't respond the same way that you've always responded, thus breaking the pattern, thus changing karmic entanglement, karmic requirement. And it is a superpower. So there are generally two types of meditation. There are the breathing type meditations, the focusing on the you, and then there is the divine type meditations, focusing on source. Focusing on source is actually more intuitive to what you're trying to do, because you're looking for source, the source within that's always been there and has never left you, the one that is non-judgmental, the one that doesn't have the guilt or the feelings behind any of the actions, because that's the definition of karma. It just means action. So whatever action you take takes on its own karmic role. And when you stop reacting, the karma changes. So I like doing both types of meditation. That's my personal thing. And I don't have any set schedule. It's just how I feel. I'm very intuitive with my meditations. I go, what do I feel like doing today? You know, because I'm a huge fan of Zen meditations, just focusing on the breathing, the in and out. But that opens up these quote unquote superpowers. And what those superpowers are, like clairvoyance, telekinesis, it's weird cosmic events, phenomenon, paranormal phenomenon. And you can just sit there and watch those things and not get hooked in, not get caught up in those types of entanglements, because that's not what you're looking for. Trust me. You're not looking for superpowers. You're really not. They're kind of humdrum. And if you ask, you know, people that channel or people that have some type of clairvoyance, they will tell you it's nothing special, because it's nothing special. But you have to realize how not special it is in order to continue with your practice. Because when you do the breathing type meditations that allow you to unlock those quote unquote superpowers, and you ignore them, you don't get attached to them, you can go on and get better ones and not get attached to those either. And then eventually it clicks. And that's what's called enlightenment, or cosmic understanding, whatever you want to call it, because they're just words. They really are. Because the true word of God isn't written in a book. It's written in our DNA. It's written on our essence. And then we either choose to look for it, or we choose to get lost in Maya, the devil. Because the devil's not evil. It's here for a specific reason. It's here to keep us in place in the firmament. We are these vehicles, and we don't want those vehicles just to unravel. That's what they talk about, like with going from the 3D to the 4D to the 5D, and it's just nonsense. Just don't even pay attention to it. Just remain silent and non-reactive. And that will just open up huge degrees of understanding that you never could have thought about before. So when a stimulation comes up, feel it. Be with that stimulation. Look for where it comes from. Now, this isn't a meditation, by the way. It is, but it isn't. It's not a formal type of meditation. What it is it's just a witnessing. And so when anger comes up, look for where it starts. Is it in the root chakra, Is it a little higher up? Maybe is it in the stomach, the solar plexus? Is it in your heart? I mean, heart generally means hurt or love. That's the polarity. It's hurt or love. Somebody hurt you, or you're feeling loved, or you're feeling the ability to love. So look for where it starts and just pay attention to it. Don't give it any credit that it doesn't deserve. Just watch and see what happens. Because the more you watch it, the more it dissipates. And the more it dissipates, the easier it is to not react to any given situation. So then when you have a confrontation with this person again, maybe, like I said, it could be somebody at work, a family member, a loved one, whatever. When you have a confrontation with that person again, you can just watch. You don't have to react. And it may piss them off even more. But keep with the non-reacting. Because eventually they will see what they're doing. Or they won't. And that's not your problem. Your problem is not reacting to the stimuli. Because that's karma. That's Maya. That's what it wants to do. It is here specifically for you to fulfill your karmic obligations, to read from the script. And that's the magic that happens when you don't. I have pissed people off unintentionally by just not reacting. And then they feel whatever they feel, and you just let them do what they need to do, because it's not your problem. You can't wake anybody up. You're not going to fix anyone. You're not going to make them understand you better. You're not going to let them see what you see. It's not possible. Then you might ask, well, what the hell are gurus and teachers for? Well, they're there for people that are already kind of hip to it. I think it was Ramana Maharishi, but don't quote me because I'm not positive. I read a lot of spiritual stuff. And there's this story, he said, how sad is it that 99% of the people that come to me are just looking to be healed, and only 1% are looking to be liberated. So the avatars, the gurus, the teachers, the ascended masters, all that kind of stuff, they are here for you. Once you realize, once you've had enough grace and you've kind of seen through the veil, as it were, that's what those people are for. And then it's for the rest of the herd to attach themselves to those things, thinking that they're going to find a superpower, or they're going to become enlightened, and that enlightenment has a value. That enlightenment is something that they're already not, or they already are. So don't fulfill your karmic obligations, because you don't need to. They're just circumstances. Do the best you can. When something happens, if you can't pay a utility bill, look for ways to be able to. And if you can't find one, don't sweat it. Things happen the way they happen naturally. And it starts unraveling the mundane of worldly existence. And that's how we make changes to laws and all of that. We go, oh God, utility bills are way too fucking high. We need to create a thing for maybe low-income people to not have to pay as much on their utility bill. It's just action. It's the law of karma. It's just action, reaction, action, reaction, action. So when you pull yourself back from that and you don't react to the situation, you just respond, and you go, okay, I have a flat tire. I need to change it. Oh shit, I don't have a spare. Maybe I ask somebody for help, and maybe they're karmically obligated because they're unraveling their own karma in the script to help you. And that's what manifestation is. Manifestation is using the root heart of existence to propel forward that which already is, because there's no such thing as time or space. Time is not some linear thing. It's all happening all at once. And so you can get people that feel I've had people that I've had tension with in the past help me out of situations that I'm in. People that hate my guts for whatever reason, you know, I played a part in that shit too, but people that don't like me have helped me. It's the adage that there is no bad press, because there really isn't any bad press. It's just press. It's just people talking. And it doesn't matter how they think about you, as long as they're thinking about you. So how do you get somebody that doesn't like you to help you? Realize that they've always been helping you. They've always been trying to get you out of the karmic loop that you're in. They've always been trying to get you to realize you are not the argument. You are the thing watching the person argue. You are the witness of the arguer. And if you're the witness of the arguer, you don't have to argue. And if you don't have to argue, you can break your karmic obligation to argue. Do the things that you've never done before. Get out of your comfort zone and have no fucking fear. Because that's how it begins. It's the heat. It's the energy. Ground that shit appropriately. Because I can guarantee you, when you change your reactions to things and you stick to those changes, magic happens. Because you're no longer playing the character that you once played, because it's now obsolete, because you know too much. And it's not a knowing intellectually, it's a knowing on a spiritual level. It's knowing deep within the root of your energetic forces. It's not an intellectual pursuit where you think you're going to need to get a desire or create a new desire or maintain a desire that's already been fulfilled. There will be no fucking desire, because the desire is now obsolete, because you're seeing the karmic entanglement unravel. And that's synchronicity and miracles, and they happen every day. You have no idea where things are going to come from, but miracles happen every day. And if you're always looking for the bad things in life, then that's all the things that you'll ever see. But if you're constantly looking for the opportunities to change, to react differently, to respond differently, to be different, then you start breaking the obligations of karma. The illusion of illusion. And in a sense, like as I said, the farther you go with that, the more liberated you will become. The more a part of the whole you will be. Anyhow, thank you guys for leaving your comments. I really care a lot about... the squirrels are going crazy. I really care a lot about the things that you have to say. And if you have any questions or whatever, leave them in the comments. I'll see if I can answer them. I might not be able to. Anyhow, as always, much love.